that is radicalizing everyone it beats down and who disappears, everyone who voices dissent and devastates all who bear witness. We're here to tell the truth and say that this is wrong. Murder is wrong. Aggressing against innocent and vulnerable people is wrong. Abducting parents and abandoning sleeping children in cars in the middle of roadways in the middle of winter is wrong.
That's right.
Gassing babies and families and children is wrong.
Yep.
Sexually assaulting women is wrong.
Yeah.
Shooting people in the face is wrong.
Yeah.
Brutalizing our boys is wrong. Assaulting our girls. And we won't just let that happen.
That's right. No.
We will form a protective barrier and we will hold the line. We tap into love to find courage.
Yeah.
Feel your ancestors at your back and receive the wisdom of the freedom fighters who came before. We will stand with our brothers, sisters, and siblings. We come from a long line, a long lineage of leaders in the movement toward liberation. We have titans at our backs, from Martin Luther King Jr. of the civil rights movement to liberation leaders of Black Power, like Kwame Ture, Assata Shakur, and the recently passed Kwame J. Shakur. We stand united with our vulnerable communities. We stand united in our defense of human rights. We stand united in our opposition to tyranny and cruelty. And we will continue to expose the war machine and the human trafficking and the systems that are killing the world. We will teach our children to love.
Yeah.
It is our responsibility to dismantle systems of oppression. And while we do so, we will feed the people. While we do so, we will defend the innocent. While we do so, we will return to remembering and imagining and creating societies that sustain life, serve the mother and all of her children.
Yes.
What can we do in an electrifying age? We direct the energy in the world and we transmute fear into love and solidarity.
Yes.
Back into our communities, back into our wholeness, back into our inherent divinity, to know our sovereignty and exercise agency to benefit the world.
Yes.
To build a community that is woven of care is an extraordinary act of resistance. Every time you check on your neighbor, pick up groceries, and protect others' children, or to engage in simple acts of care, these are revolutionary acts. And those who can, we stand up. We stand up against tyranny. We invest in one another and we give it all back. Today, ask how you are sustaining the needs of the community and commit yourself to that. Your calls to action for this week. Get trained up to help with the ICE Watch hotline and verifier training. Write to your legislators to support LD 1383 to divest from ICE and genocide and prepare your testimony for Wednesday at the State House. Now, who knows the great Fred Hampton? I want you to channel Fred Hampton and raise your fists in the air. All power to the people.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Todd from DSA mentioned this, but at risk of being redundant, I think it's worth repeating. The ICE Watch hotline that Kelly just mentioned as well, the number is 207-544-9989. It's important to have an organized system to prevent misinformation from needlessly scaring people, while at the same time having a means to report sightings that do realistically endanger our communities. And also definitely worth look up the Solidarity Fund with the People's Coalition for Safety and Justice. There's lots of fronts in the struggle. We got to make use of every battlefield we have available to us. Some tactics appeal to some and some more so to others. But if we don't fight on all fronts, then we're not going to win. So it's not coming out here is important, but so is making use of those sorts of resources provided by important organizations like Presente. Who keeps us safe?
We do.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
That's right. Next up, I'm going to ask Willow with the Maine Coalition for Peace and Human Rights to come up here. They're here to talk about Maine LD 1383, a bill that will pull our state tax dollars out of ICE and genocide.
Hello all. I'm here from the Maine Coalition for Peace and Human Rights to talk about LD 1383, which you've heard mentioned earlier. As ICE threatens to bring its war on our neighbors to Maine in full force, a key piece of state legislation that can hit back is going to have a public hearing this Wednesday in Augusta. In many cases, the Trump administration has attempted to punish state resisting the authoritarian regime by withdrawing others.
Hey, dude. Yo. Hey, grab him. Hey, yo, dude, I'm trying to get your attention. Yo, dude, come here. What do you mean? Nobody else will let him speak. We're gonna let him speak. You tried to. I have a live audience. You tried to speak last week. They kicked you out.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
What would you like to say?
Well, that's one of the things I
You
want
got
to say.
about over 100 people watching right now.
Good. That's one of the things I want to say. Freedom of speech is important. You know,
Well, you can't. I want to say one thing, but you can't walk up and interrupt. But you didn't interrupt.
I can do whatever the fuck I want.
You didn't interrupt.
These people, to me, you know, they think they're the good guys, but they're not. Trans is genital mutilation.
Get the light out.
You know, like it's at the end of the day, you're supposed to accept yourself for how you are. You don't. They aim it at kids too. Oh, you feel it. I mean, at no point should anybody be cutting off their boobs, cutting off their dick, cutting off. Completely unacceptable. The doctors that do that, you know, they need to be dealt with. And you know, the abortion, they act like they say Black Lives Matter. Do they not know blacks abort the most babies? That's intentional. Margaret Sanger was horrible. The founder of Planned Parenthood. You know, they
What's that?
they try to.
Oh, it's a phone.
If you look at
YouTube,
the UK, it's been overrun by Islamists. These people don't like women. They don't like gays. Yet the left let them in. You know, like a bunch of traitors. I'm not against immigrants. I like a lot of the immigrants, but it can't be a fucking invasion. You know, it has to be set up. I don't know why they're getting on ICE so bad. ICE is deporting. I mean, I don't like it when ICE goes after hardworking people. In particular, hardworking Hispanic Christians. Like, generally leave them alone. But like when there's criminals, you know, they need to be taken care of. That lady tried to run the dude over, you know. So, but the main thing is the trans. Like they had that church up there where they took the trans flag and put it there and put BLM. Like, that's spitting in Christians' faces. You're not a Christian. They took that shit over. How trans shouldn't be allowed. It's an abomination. And I'm not saying like we should hurt trans people. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is we have to look at the idea of mutilation. I'm not even for circumcision. You know, like a lot of people are against circumcision. It's not necessary. Yet here we are supporting, you know, and they say they're for women, but they're letting men dominate in women's sports, letting them go into locker rooms, bathrooms. And like, I'm out here by myself, but there's plenty of people that agree with me. And like, these also people, they want to take our guns. Where when we see where that leads, if you don't have a way to protect
I think
yourself,
we'd all
it's your-
agree on the kid thing. You know,
I would think so.
Protecting kids.
But they have fucking drag queen story time. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, they're just degenerates. They've lost their way, and they think they're on the side of good, even though they promote baby killing, and especially in the black community. You know, in the most unsafe place for a black person is a baby in a womb, and just in general, it's wrong. And they're cheering, you know, and they're like, and the trans thing's got to end. It's got to end. It can't keep going. You can't be transitioning children. It's completely insane and unnecessary. And I'm gonna do whatever the fuck it takes, like, to stop this bullshit. The left is a fucking cancer. They're a bunch of traitors. They're anti-American. They're anti-Christian. They let too many immigrants in. You know, feminism, LGBTQ, and mass immigration have destroyed the world, or at least our country. And this state used to be way
It
nicer.
does sort of fly in the face of people trying to do it the right way.
The right way?
Come in here the right way.
Right, it does.
It slows down the pipeline of people that have a bunch of applications in, and
Absolutely.
it makes
You
them
know,
wait a lot longer.
and they paint people as anti-immigrant because you want people to do it the legal way.
Oh my God,
You know?
I'm totally not. I've been like asking all my immigrant friends around
Yeah.
town, hey, are you good? Like, I'm not gonna lose you, am I? And they're like,
course.
No, good. I'm like, all right, just
Right.
making sure. Like, I fucking love seeing you.
Absolute, just like they, you know, I don't like BLM. I think it's a scam. You know, they used all the money, but then they say they don't like black people. They use these words. Oh, you're a racist. You're a bigot. You're this. They call it
You
name.
can't have a different opinion, or they go to the extremes to try to.
Right.
It's the old saying: when the debate is lost, slander is the tool of the
Oh
loser.
yeah, all they do is slander. So I've learned to use their, you know, you got to fight fire with fire. I'm not going to play nice with these people. You know, you can't just be in there and be all weak and mild. You're just going to get trampled because they're a mob. You know, it's like my heart's in the right place. You know,
Becomes a mob mentality.
It is.
After a certain amount of people.
Absolutely, like and like LGBTQs, you know, no American flags. They never fly the American flag, just the fucking trans flag everywhere. People are tired of it. People are tired of seeing it.
I got threatened from someone in that community, I guess you could say, 2 nights ago, because I wouldn't disclose the rumors that I heard about where ICE was staying. I mean, I wouldn't have done that even if I knew where, but think about that.
Yeah.
Are you really going to just go around throwing rumors? That's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
So anyway, I got called,
And stuff
I got
like
called
this-
a skinhead Nazi.
Oh,
just,
yeah.
Just for not
Right.
disclosing that rumor.
Oh yeah.
So I know what you mean.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like they don't understand. Like when they call me names, it doesn't affect me at all. Like it doesn't matter. Oh, you call me a transphobe, a bigot, a racist, like Nazi. Like I'm so used to it by now. It doesn't have any power. But it's like they got to dial it back because this is just escalating shit. It's not fixing anything. It's making things way worse. You know. And meanwhile, the places that feed the
I think the
homeless.
best form of protest is not voting, but not many people agree with me.
I agree. I don't vote. I don't even like democracy because
I think it
Descartes
gets to a
said.
certain point where it forces a conversation.
Descartes said democracy is 2 wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. It is. It's mob rule. It does. It's my whole life. Democracy hasn't done shit for me. Like it's been garbage the whole time. But anyway, they act like they're so great and they don't like Christians. When the only people who feed the homeless around here are the churches. They're not out there feeding the homeless. And guess what? The homeless community in Portland is swelling, and they don't give a shit. They're just fuck ICE. You know, they're not problem solving. They're not out here like helping. And you know, it's like
I've noticed that a lot of the homeless do
yeah,
not,
and
do not like these
I've
protests.
dealt with the homeless. They're fine. They're not. Yeah, you know, like it's. I give them credit for sleeping out in fucking freezing cold weather. It's freezing out here, and they sleep out here. And I'm nice to them because I care about these people. You know, I'm a Christian, and even if I wasn't, like, it's humanity. But you know, Portland's gone downhill because of the Democrats and the lefts, and they're destroying Maine real quick. And it needs to stop immediately. We have to take a hard line approach. And they're destroying our country and the world, really. They're communists. First of all, they're all united under this international LGBTQB flag. And the plus is for pedophiles, because obviously they will accept anything. But, you know, basically the new communist flag is the rainbow flag. And they ruined the Christian the rainbow represented God's promise to not flood the earth again. And they took it and ruined it. And they just shove it down our throats nonstop.
They already have a term for it. It's called like minor attracted person.
They do maps. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's,
Yeah, and if they already accept genital mutilation for trans, of course they'll accept that. They'll accept anything, and they'll have no problem with it because they think they're the good guys. That's what's the fucked up thing. Yeah, kill the baby in the womb. We're the good guys. Yeah, cut off your genitals. We're the good guys. Yeah, give up your guns so you have no way to protect yourself against the government or anybody. We're the good guys. You know, and if you look at Sweden, it used to be a Christian country. Now it is the rape capital of Europe. If you look at Ireland, it's being overrun. UK, overrun. I'm not against Muslims, but some Islamists, they don't want to adapt. They don't want to, assimilate. They just want to take over. I don't think that's with, like, the Somalians, I don't think they're like that. I don't really have a problem with the Somalians. But, you know, it's like, they're just,
What's your name, dude? What's your name?
My name's Scott Malone.
Scott Ryan.
Nice to meet you, Ryan. I appreciate you
Yeah,
giving
no
me the time.
problem.
Look, thanks to your fans.
I really appreciate that. I want to let you talk more, but
Can I give you my number and you can send me some shit or something?
why don't you just look me up on YouTube? I'll meet the people on YouTube.
Okay, sure, I will.
Or,
People
TikTok.
saw me. There's live right now?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
I'll clip you and put you up.
Thank you, man.
Okay. A lot of people are pissed off. I just went and get some oxygen, I guess. I know you guys are too. Sorry, man. I know. I was trying to get back here. I was trying to. I mean, I kind of regret it now because I didn't know it was going to take that long.
All over the world. Somali communities and other immigrants from Africa, Middle East, and Central and South America are essential to our democracy and our growth and economy and our institutions. They have families, children, dreams, and future tied to this state. I urge you to step up now. Show courage, show bravery, show moral resolve. Stand in solidarity with all Americans, black and brown, white, with immigrants and refugees and children and elders, all the people that are now being threatened. To our mayors, district attorneys, and Governor Mills, your duty is to protect our communities, not to collaborate to their fear. Law enforcement exists to keep people safe and to uphold trust, not to tear families apart. And to our mayors and school leaders, I demand immediately that you allow children from immigrant and refugee families to have option of virtual learning from coming months. Virtual learning, remote learning has been done before during the COVID era. It's completely possible. This is not the time for bureaucracy or politics. This is time to do what is right for our immigrant families all across the state. Leadership is proven in moments like this. Step up, be brave, protect your people. And I ask you also, each of you, to reach out to your elected officials in your respective areas. Demand them to step up or tell them you're going to be voted out. To the churchgoers and church leaders all across America, there are over 400,000 pulpits. If there were ever a day to show solidarity, compassion, and courage for black and brown immigrants and refugees and asylum seekers, today is the day. Today, the church, which is a huge part of this country, a huge institution, today the church must stop whispering and start witnessing. Today, we must demand that those who stand behind pulpits show the moral clarity, grit, and leadership that Jesus himself embodied. Silence is neutrality. Silence is not neutrality. Silence is complicity. Jesus did not side with empire. Jesus did not bow to cruelty dressed up as law and order. Jesus stood with poor, the displaced, the orphans, the needy, the refugees, and cast aside. He confronted unjust power, named hypocrisy and disrupted system that crushed human dignity. Let us be clear. Jesus was a brown Palestinian refugee fleeing state violence with his family. Any gospel that forgets this truth is not the gospel of Christ. It's a clear message to all the churchgoers. At a time when communities are being terrorized, families are being separated, and migrants are being dehumanized, the church must decide who it serves. Comfort or conscience, power or people, empire or the kingdom of God. Faith without action is dead. Prayers without justice is empty. Worship without solidarity is hollow. Today is the day to embody faith, not just with words, but with public courage, mortal resistance, and radical love. So I ask all the ones that stand on pulpit every Sunday and the churchgoers, stand up, speak out, protect the vulnerable, defend dignity, demand justice, This is not a political moment. This is a moral one. And the history, the gospel, and our children are watching. Now I got a message. Now I got a message to the men and women serving under ICE. You too took an oath to the Constitution of the United States. That oath matters. It binds you to the rule of law, to due process, and to the dignity of every human being. You're not above the law. You're accountable to it, just like every other person in this country. So we demand, as we stand together, we ask you to remember that people you encounter are not abstractions or targets. They're families, their parents, their children, their neighbors, their co-workers. They have hopes, they have dreams, they have aspirations. They're part of our community you live in, shop in, and raise your children in, and you eat in their restaurants all across the state. Many of your own ancestors once arrived on these shores as immigrants seeking safety and opportunity. That history matters. It should guide how power exercised today. Enforcing the law does not require cruelty. Upholding the Constitution does not require terrorizing communities. True strength is shown through restraint, integrity, and respect for human dignity. So we call on you to act with conscience, to follow the law fully and fairly, to protect life, not traumatize it, to remember that public service is about safeguarding communities, not instilling fear and terror. History will remember not just what was enforced, but how it was enforced. Choose dignity, choose humanity, choose Constitution. To all the people here today, and to people across the state of Maine, from the mountains of Mount Katahdin to the shores of Kittery, from Lewiston to Portland to Bangor, and to every town and village in between. Do not be afraid. Be strong. Be courageous. This is the moment that calls us to stand shoulder to shoulder, to put aside our differences. It does not matter if you are black, brown, or white. It does not matter what faith you come from or what faith you do not claim to. It does not matter who you voted for or how you define your politics. What matters now is our shared humanity and our shared responsibility to our immigrants and refugee brothers and sisters right now all across the state of Maine. This is the time. This is the time now. This is the time to unite. This is the test of who we are as people, as Mainers. A test of whether we will stand up to fascism, hate, and spread of white supremacy with courage, dignity, and resolve. We must remember that this nation was built on the backs and blood of Indigenous people and black people. They are the true original people of this land. And today they too face erasure, violence, and injustice. Our fight for justice must include them. Not one is free until we are all free. So as I end here, a lot has been said. Most of you are here because you know what's going on in our communities all across this country. And I always use this parable. People talk a lot about light. Light is hope. Light brings a lot of clarity. But I want to talk about darkness. Because if you think about a seed doesn't sprout in the light. Seed sprouts in the darkness, in the dirt. And we are in this darkest moment in our history, here and abroad. And each of you is a seed. There's nothing more powerful than your human spirit. So I ask you today, And as anybody's watching here, sprout, stand up shoulder to shoulder and fight back and protect our Somali communities, our immigrant communities, our refugee communities, our Latino Hispanic communities, because the power is within us. And if one day we can show, either tonight or tomorrow or next 2 weeks, in numbers, like it's been mentioned before, hundreds of people showing up, nothing can stop us. So thank you very much. Keep fighting the good fight. Thank you.
Thank you, Faisal. No justice, no peace. We want ICE off our streets. No justice, no peace. We want ICE off our streets. No justice, no peace. We want ICE off our streets. No justice, no peace. We want ICE off our streets. Thank you. I want to call everyone's attention to a flyer that's being passed out through the crowd. Look around, find somebody that has it. If you don't, it's for Project Relief Maine. They're a grassroots mutual aid org and racial justice collective led by black immigrants in our state. They're organizing for safety, dignity, and liberation, and supporting families impacted by ICE and confronting the systems harming our communities. You can donate and sign up to volunteer. It's got QR codes on it. Follow them on social media. And in general, protect immigrants through the valuable work they're doing. As I said, there's many ways to get organized, and theirs is a great one. I'd also like to mention that the ICE hotline is still looking for verifiers, people to take the calls and go out and see if it's a legit threat or if it's just rumor. You can talk to Ash over at the PSL table on the side of the crowd there near the sidewalk, kind of across from the library, if you're interested in helping with that valuable work. And additionally, Presente has a table over there with various preparedness materials and other resources to help folks defend themselves and others from ICE's attacks. In the spirit of mutual aid, I am going to invite one more speaker to the mic. That is Anastasia from the excellent organization Food Not Bombs. If Anastasia would like to come to the mic.
Thank you, James. Thank you, PSL. Thank you, everyone who's out here. Like he said, I'm Anastasia. My pronouns are she, her. I'm here to represent Food Not Bombs. I just want to get a show of hands. Who here is older than 22? If you're older than 22, raise your hand. Look around, you see how many hands are raised. They're all older than ICE. Notice how young most of them are. ICE was founded in March of 2003. The Statue of Liberty, on the other hand, was dedicated on October 28, 1886. That is 139 years ago. The United States was built on immigration. It has, since its founding, not only welcomed people born outside of its borders, but relied on them to grow and thrive as a nation. Immigration is nothing new here in the United States, but ICE is. With that in mind, I want to take a moment to talk about why we are fighting. We should be protecting our immigrant neighbors, not because they strengthen our economy, which they do, not because they work jobs no one else wants to, which they do, and not even because they came here the right way, which they did. We should be protecting our immigrant neighbors because they are people and they are our neighbors. Furthermore, we should abolish ICE, not because they suddenly changed their hiring practices. They've always hired bigots. Not because they recently started arresting the wrong people. Their arrests have never been right to begin with. And not because they are now a danger to non-immigrants, which they are. We should abolish ICE because they have always stood against one of the things that this nation is supposed to stand for. I'm a last-minute speaker, so that's about all I was able to prepare. But I do have a poem called The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus, and this is the poem that is held by the Statue of Liberty, and I'll read it, and then I'll be done. Not like the brazen giant of Greek flame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land, here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities flame. Keep ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift up my lamp beside the golden door. Thank you. Again, thank you to everyone who came out here, and I'm going to give this back to James.
Thank you very much, Anastasia. Power to the people! No one is illegal! 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 Thank you. So, there's a dark irony to ICE's false nativism, the pretext under which they wish to purge our communities and establish a white supremacist state, which is that the land they're claiming sole ownership of is stolen in the first place from the indigenous nations that were taken from, and whose sovereignty continues to be denied by the federal government and by the state of Maine to this day in various ways. So, that's right, it is a shame. So in that spirit, I'm going to invite Harley Bassett from the Passamaquoddy tribe up to do a land acknowledgement, and if they wish, to close us out with some music. Thank you.
Miltawis Harley Bassett Naga Zibayeg Madakmigog Notabemog Skijinawug. My name's Harley Bassett. I'm a member of the Passamaquoddy tribe. I come from the saltwater reserve of Seabayeg. I also have family in the freshwater territories. What I'm here tonight to do is, to share a land acknowledgement. What really drove me here tonight was the injustices of the 4 Oglala Sioux people that were wrongfully captured by ICE and have not been able to be, found. So I just wanted to, start with that, saying I was here, drawn here today, for the injustices of what's happening in my communities of Indigenous people all over Turtle Island. And with that, the land acknowledgement I have is, I want us to acknowledge what we are gathered on as Wabanaki homelands. We gather here tonight on ancestral unceded lands of my people, the Passamaquoddy, the Penobscot, and the Mi'kmaq people. Our people have lived in relationships with this land since time immemorial. We did not despair, we are still here. As Indigenous people, we know what it means to have borders imposed, families separated, and movements restricting and humanity denied to our colonized system. ICE is a part of that system. It is a system that has criminalized survival and enforces violence of Indigenous, immigrants, Black and Brown communities. We honor this land not with words alone. We stand together against the displacement, detention of the deportation. We stand for what's right. We are fighting for the future rooted in dignity, sovereignty, and a collective care. We reject cages, borders, and systems built on that break families. We stand for liberation of Indigenous and for migrants and for every community fighting to live free. We cannot stop showing up for each other, and this is what humanity is and is right. Nidle you, that is the truth. Get you Willie one. Thank you. I'm going to share a unity song that was sung at Wounded Knee at Standing Rock. This is called the Indian American Movement song, Unity Song. Tahoe.
Thank you, Harley. The people united will never be defeated. 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 Will never be defeated. Thank you all. That does it for our speakers tonight, but it doesn't mean you have to go home. Like I said, we've got a PSL table, a Presente table, and I believe another couple orgs. I haven't had the chance to really go and look. Have tables set up over there too. There's flyers going around for Project Relief. Verifiers for the ICE hotline are needed. The most important thing, there's many ways you can get organized, but the most important thing is to get organized. There's many ways to do it, but all are much better than sitting at home and just watching this happen. If we unite and work together in productive ways, we can win and we can defeat this. I want to thank everyone who came out for coming out tonight. Additionally, there was a lost glove, a small black one with, I don't know, what looks to be an exclamation point on it. I'm going to put it up here for a few minutes if anybody wants to come up and get it. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, how's it going? I'm live right now. I saw that story before I left.
Marshall over here too.
Can you tell me and everybody watching
What is it?
what you know about the people that disappeared? Because I saw the story like an hour and a half ago.
What I've seen and heard is that that ICE detained 4 Walla Blues tribal members. One in Minneapolis, Minnesota. One has been found and released. The other had not been able to be located.
2 of them haven't been able to contact anybody yet.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard last report I knew was that 3 of them were detained and they weren't able to be located. And that now it's been pretty much a standard amongst our community that we walk
We have
around.
siblings across the country that are this way. Like there's siblings across the country that are this way, that are being held by ICE and other groups.
Just take pictures and I took a video.
Do you think I get the last name?
Yeah, Bassett, B-A-S-S-E-T-T.
Anyway, nice song.
And Harley
Hey, yeah,
spelled
thank
like
you.
the bike?
Yeah, you got it, man.
Yeah, it was easily 400 people here, I would say. Because somebody counted the other day, and they said there was 400 when I didn't think there was. So there had to be 400 here. Is that the flyer there?
No, we're ISG. This is a different one. But yeah, give it a read over. If you like what you read, just contact us.
That's what I described. I feel like I should hang around. That guy that we went and interviewed. I don't think he's well. To be honest with you guys, I'm not trying to get. Okay, if I'm perfectly honest with you guys, maybe 50% of it is the content. But
Too rich, he ain't got the answers. He can't make decisions for his son. He gon' pay. No, can't be enslaved for. No, I'm a way more. Hey, Donald, ain't gonna be president, but we ain't
They're all just hanging out. How's it going? Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna try to hop on the bus. I'll just go over there.
You were videoing your rally. Are you going to post that somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna clip. I've just gotten into the habit of just clipping it, like you know, different parts of it. Because I don't know, I gotta start putting the full things up on my Patreon. But what site are you on? YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok?
YouTube.
Meet the People is my channel.
Meet the People.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Excellent. Great. Well, thank you for doing
Or
that.
Ryan Tinsman. You should be able to find me on YouTube.
All right. Thanks, man.
You're welcome. Take care. You guys are wondering what I'm doing. I'm gonna go hop on the bus down here. And I figured if I go use that bus stop, we can kind of see the remnants of the. Still a lot of people hanging. The dogs down here even get into the protest. Probably should have followed that guy around just to make sure he doesn't get in trouble. He was pretty angry. See that dog? I always do that to people when I see them doing that. Shit, is there even a bus going this way? I just remembered it's Sunday. I guess there's no bus probably. I guess I'm gonna walk. Alright, I guess I got a long walk. I wanted to go get a coffee over on the other side of town. There's no bus around. I feel like I should hang around just because of that guy being in. I think that's why this guy's hanging around. He's trying to make sure nothing's happening. Sorry if you guys want me to do interviews, but I don't think I brought my microphone, and I don't really feel like it, to be honest with you. It's a much younger crowd. I like talking to the older crowd. This younger crowd, you say the wrong thing, and all of a sudden they want to smash it with a bottle or something. We got the emotional intelligence of like a 6-year-old. So we're gonna call it a day, everybody. I really appreciate you guys all tuning in, especially those of you on YouTube. I can't believe how big that got. I should have been doing YouTube from the start, not Instagram, but it's all good. As usual, TikTok was the biggest following, and I do appreciate that. I don't let people walk behind me. Ever. And that's not from anything recent. That's probably from getting stabbed in the head back in 2013. I don't really like people hanging out behind me, so it's kind of crazy that I do what I do. It ain't easy, but somehow I just pretend like I'm not even there, and I've got this force field around me. To be honest with you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was staying awfully close to the News 13 guy because they had their camera on him or me, and I only make that joke because I did move way over to the left at the end, and I looked up, and it looked like their camera was looking straight at me. I'm thinking, all right, well, that makes me a little uncomfortable. Do they know something's about to happen to me that I don't? I'm totally just joking with you guys. I'm trying to be funny, but I tried to, on a serious note, I tried to stay close to, I thought, oh, well, that's probably a good tactic, just stay close to the real news media, because they've always got a camera on that guy, right? So chances are, if someone came up and stabbed me in the head or shot me, or something maybe a little less harmful, I don't know, maybe somebody would get it on tape. It's horrible we gotta think that way, but we're living in a pretty sensitive time. What's up, dude? I do not have anything right now, sorry. I really want to hop on the bus. Maine clothes apart. It's weird. I kept peeking up at the chat, and it felt like there were more conservatives in the chat than people on the left. It's funny because I thought TikTok was like extremely liberal, but I guess that doesn't mean anything. Maybe if the algorithm starts to sense I lean too much one way or the other, that's where it pushes it. I don't know, but hopefully you guys weren't too mean to each other. I couldn't see everything you were writing. Well, suppose that's going to be a wrap. I'll go clip it and try to start getting some of it up online for you guys. I don't like seeing that guy go. I was gonna clip that guy and put him right up online, the crazy guy that we went and interviewed, because he said some interesting things, but man, I don't really want to give him, I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. I don't really want to give aggressive people attention, but I don't know. Maybe I just clip it. Let you guys decide. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I just don't like what he did. You guys see what he did there at the end? That was so strange. He just walked right up to some girl and he was like, "Take your fucking mask off." She's like, "What?" He's like, "No more masks." It's like, dude, fucking relax. Holy shit. Like, there's having your own opinion and there's trying to force it. Isn't he doing exactly what he doesn't like? It's just so funny. I mean, people want to wear masks, let them wear masks. They want to breathe their own CO2, let them. Anyway, that was just totally uncalled for. So the guy's clearly not mentally stable. Thought he was homeless, but for those of you that heard the interview, he was talking a lot about how he felt bad for the homeless, and he was saying it in a way like he wasn't, so. And he had some to-go food, which couldn't have been cheap, right? Like, that to-go food had to have been like a $30 dish or something, so. Well, maybe 20, but. The point is, he went and hailed that right around the corner, and then he came back just to cause problems, so. I wish he didn't do that. think you start to lose the moral high ground when you do that shit, and you don't, if you've started to make a point, it goes right the fuck out the window. So don't act like that. Do not act like that. Shit. All right, so we live to see another day. I gotta streaming, guys, because I'm thinking about walking all the way to St. John Street, and I'm like, well, screw it. I might as well bring you guys with me. We might see on the way, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't like to use that word too loosely. I saw what you said about him being evil, fire. You might be right. I don't know. I'm not going to claim to know the guy one way or the other. It does seem a little demonic when people get acting like that. So I don't care who you are. It starts to look like something else is taking over your free will of, controlling your body and saying what you're saying. So you might be right, but I'm not going to say that. I try to reserve that word for like really evil shit, but I hear what you're saying. Hear what you're saying. So just so you guys know that aren't from here, we just went from Monument Square down in basically it's sort of the heart of downtown, you could say, or it's like right on the edge. Hey neighbors. Two of my lovely neighbors smoking away. Guys, I'm missing most of your comments. I'm sorry. I don't know what was said, but yeah, I was going home. I just walked past. Now I'm approaching Joe's Smoke Shop, or it's Joe's Variety now. But somebody living. Somebody living behind that staging. You'll be all right. You want me to walk with you?
No, fine.
You'll be all right. But it is pretty sketchy. She's just a little nervous. The lady heard what I was saying, filming it, and she got all scared. It was not my intention.
I do. I like to just walk and
So, dude. Yeah, so I was going home, but we passed my home, and I don't know, we're not that far away from St. John Street, and it's actually way nicer than I thought it was going to be out, and so I'm like overdressed, and I'm almost too warm, so it's making me want to go for a walk more. So we're doing it. Just crossed over the road that goes down to the bridge. For those of you not from here, that is State Street. In case you want to maybe pull up a map on your laptop and see where I am. I'm on Congress Street. Well, I guess you can see. Passing local 188. This used to be a very popular bar, but it's turning into like, I don't know, they do conventions there now. I've seen a lot of politicians hold different fundraisers there. I should say a lot. Well, I shouldn't even say it like that. I saw Nirav Shah come out of there, so. Who knows what he's doing? For those of you that don't know, he's a George Soros. Saw him down there. I saw him at like this time of night. Like it was pretty dark. He was by himself. I was pretty surprised about that. Angus King's son walks around Portland a lot by himself too. I think it's really cool when you think about it. Like it shows that, you know, we have our watch me get shot or stabbed on a night where I say this, but honestly, we are like the safest city. I mean, we have our problems, but I think that shows that, you know, our candidates running for governor, that, and these are people that people don't really like. They're just walking around by themselves. It's kind of cool. You got to be. Oh shit! Could have taken that bus. Fuck. I thought the buses were all done at 5 or 6, so I didn't think we could take it, so. We missed the bus. And for those of you that don't know, this tree is the bus stop. So that's how much I missed it by. I just made it to here as the bus was coming by. I could have hopped on. Oh well. Oh well. A lot of the compilations you guys see, not all of them, but I would say well over 80 or what, maybe even over 90% of the pictures I take of needles and stuff, I don't know, I might be exaggerating, but I'll just make my point, is from like this intersection up here and down. So I mean, I'm not, I guess I'm just, I don't even know why I'm telling you guys that. It's not really that dangerous of an area. It's just why I see a lot of needles. I do this walk a lot, so I can't even talk right now. I need coffee or food. I was in the catcher position like that entire time. There's another bus I could have hopped on. Oh, it says Mountain Service. Be careful, slippery. Well, YouTube can't look at me, but oh, there's only 10 of you in here. Everybody left. I wonder what my bottom camera battery is on, because the top one has been plugged in and it's pretty low. So YouTube, if you guys just all of a sudden shut off, just so you know, it's because the battery's probably, well, actually, judging from the brightness, you guys must still be at 15%, but I just have a feeling as soon as these batteries get to 15%, they go down really fast. Anyway, we're going to be ending the stream soon, so I appreciate everybody that stopped in. But I'll just bring you guys down this hill here. We're just walking down the other side of Congress Street. Basically, we're walking down to the end of Congress Street, and then you can keep going around the corner, and it turns into outer Congress Street. For anybody that cares, that's the situation. Oh, boy. This is like the worst intersection to cross right here. Partially because you guys see how steep this hill is? It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's insanely steep. And it gets icy through here. This is pretty nutty area. I'm surprised more people didn't come up to me to ask me who I was there, just because so many people were looking really uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, maybe it's my paranoia because of the dude that threatened me the other night, but I kept looking around and feeling like people were so angry at me, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I don't think it helped that I got up and followed that crazy guy to interview him, but I know half of you are glad that I did, because, I mean, there was a lot to unpack there. He said a lot, but come on, that was a great clip, and I'd be a lot happier with myself if he didn't act the way he did at the end. I wasn't too happy with that. I didn't want to have to be the guy to step in and like calm him down, right? Because then it's like I look like I'm buddies with the guy or something. And just because of the context of what I'm doing there, I don't really want to be buddies with anybody. I just want to do my thing and dip out and post it for you guys. I will try to get doing more interviews, but I'm just not going to get into doing interviews without some kind of security around me. And I know Pine Guard, for any of you guys that are listening from Pine Guard, I know some of you guys were there tonight watching my back. I do appreciate that. But I just don't know, you know, I don't know if you guys have 2 or 3 people there or 4 people, and I don't know where you're standing. I mean, I don't know any of that. So like, until I have my boy Sam, who's 300 pounds and is carrying half the time, yeah, I'm not really gonna feel safe until he's standing behind my back. So I'd appreciate it if you guys would throw $5 at me and help me motivate him to get there next Saturday. I mean, I don't know, he sometimes works another job, so he just can't. But it's really hard to have security without money. I'm just too poor, so. You guys aren't gonna get interviews until, well, I shouldn't say that. I either have to get lucky with a cameraman, or I don't know, maybe I can do some interviews during the day, but I'm not going to be out interviewing people at night by myself. It's just, I really don't feel like I'm afraid to. I feel like I'm just being stupid, and I have to draw a line somewhere with how I act, because I don't know. I get forgetting how crazy people are. And I think, oh, if someone hits me in the head with a baseball bat, as long as they don't kill me, I'll be fine. Like, that really is my mindset, and I shouldn't think like that. So I'm going to try to be a little more calculated in my coverage of these things. So those of you may be wondering how close we are. Every time we get past the bodega right there, we're really close. 2 bus stops that are very close to each other. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But for those of you that don't know, yeah, there's this group created. There's this volunteer group, I think it is. I don't think they get paid, but there's some volunteer group that's being created to protect counter-protesters. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm a counter-protester, but I don't know, maybe I am in that category, because like, I want everybody to speak. If there are counter-protesters there, I just wish everybody could get along, everybody could talk. You know, a lot of these protesters every weekend, what do you hear a lot of them say every weekend? Get out and talk to people, get out. Well, they don't want to talk to people. Like, let's be honest. If somebody went too far away from some of their opinions, they'd say, well, you need to leave. You're not welcome here. And you know what? I shouldn't say that. I should not say that, because Mainers are different, and you know, maybe there would be more discussion. So I don't want to go there. I didn't mean to say that. These people have been very, very nice to me, and I'm not trying to save face. I'm just remembering that they've been very, very nice to me. So I don't know. Maybe everything will be fine in Maine, and maybe Maine will be a great starting point for people actually starting to talk to each other again. I don't know. I mean, that's what I mean. I just would love to see that happen in Maine, and not see some false flag here that starts a civil war. You know, I'd like to see the opposite. I'd like to see people start sitting down and talking to each other again, not fighting. I know it's wishful thinking, but my birthday's coming up February 5th, and that's what I'm wishing for. That's what I want for my birthday. I want some great event where, oh my God, these crazy people sat down with those crazy people, and they've dragged their, okay, now I'm getting crazy. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I was going to make a joke about basically removing all the corrupt politicians. I mean, that would be cool. But you guys got to also remember that if there is some kind of revolution, which it does seem like they're trying to stage one, you guys have got to remember it just becomes a power vacuum, and if you think the elite aren't already ready to fill that power vacuum, you're only fooling yourself. So just because a revolution happens doesn't mean you get the person you want in charge. So just remember that. Well, look where we are, the good old infamous Duncan. What will be in store today? The last 2 days I've come here, they're like, oh my God, will you please hang around? I'm like, I can't, I've got shit to do. And they're like, but it has been madness. It's pretty quiet right now. Is it closed? You know, they didn't have enough employees last night. I have a feeling it might be closed. Hey, sorry, I'm talking to everybody in TikTok. I'm talking to YouTube right now. You guys were down in like a bottom case holder, and I couldn't see all the comments, so I do apologize for that. I do appreciate all the support, though. Appreciate you guys joining me. Follow me if you'd like. I'm going to try to cover more of these protests, and as you probably heard, I will try to do some interviews. I just trying to be a little more calculated in how I approach it. I don't want to be stupid, so thank you guys. I appreciate everything so much. Follow me for more, and be safe wherever you are.